Nasa kabilang linya si Dr. Froilan Calilong, isa pong political analyst. Morning po, Dr. Froilan. Riz po and
Yes, good
Jello.
morning, good morning.
Good morning
Good
po.
morning po at good morning din po sa lahat ng ating mga kasabaybay. Thank you for having me again po.
Okay po, suking-suki na po namin. So, Prof. Froilan, ito po, ano po ang inyong reaksyon sa pagtakbo po, sa pag-anunsyo po ni VP Sara na tatakbo siya sa 2028 national elections?
Well, this is something naman that we already expected. It's just that hindi natin inakala din that it will come this early. I was thinking it was maybe at the end of the year or early 2027 that she will declare. Pero naman with the Dutertes, they really have this different strategies. Kung maalala natin yung tatay niya before, medyo reluctant yung kanyang move, yung kanyang galaw until the last minute hindi siya nagde-declare and nagkaroon pa nga ng placeholder before he ran in 2016. But with VP Sara, I think she declared early. I think the reason for this is to finally put all the speculations that will she or will she not be running. And I think this is in congruence also with the kind of survey rankings that she's been receiving. Ang medyo problematic dito, syempre, yung kanyang mga kalaban, because they led her to a trap, I'm talking about the impeachment, and now they don't know how to go about it, Parang kumbaga sa kumbaga parang sa chess, yung tinatawag natin na zugzwang move, every move that the opponent makes is an inch closer to their eventual loss, Or every move na gagawin nila parang lalong sumasama yung kanilang position. Kasi dito, kung makukonvict si VP Sara, if she will be convicted, syempre dahil nga nagdeklara na siya ng pagpangulo, yung mga boboto sa kanya, definitely magagalit yan doon sa mga magko-convict sa kanya, either congressmen or senators, kung hindi naman siya, if it's going to be acquittal, mahirap din ito para sa mga opponents niya because she will be assured of a presidency. So that's really the situation right now.
So, parang kumbaga ihalimbawa rin natin sa check, parang paano ba? Sa chess, check na yung mga
checkmate na.
Yung mga kongresista, yung ibang mga kalaban niya.
Right. Yes, something to that effect. Now, unless they will be able to come up with another move, kasi alam niyo naman itong ginagawa nila kay VP is nothing new, I think for the past 3 years they have been trying to do this. They have tried to execute this measures against the vice president, but she was able to rise above it, and kumbaga parang ihahalin tulad natin sa Phoenix, rising over the fire and the ashes, and then ito nga, she's trying to claim at least the idea that she's going to run, and we'll try to see in the elections how this will hold. At least maganda nga rito na malinaw na para sa kanyang mga supporters at ganoon din kanyang mga detractors sa kanyang mga kalaban na she will be running.
Ayun, Doc Froilan, dahil nga sa maagang nag-anunsyo itong si Vice President Sara Duterte ng kanyang pagkapangulo, pagtakbo sa pagkapangulo, ano ba sa tingin niyo, Doc Froilan, nabulabog ba yung kanyang mga katunggali o sa tingin ay meron na rin silang i-anunsyo na makakatapat ni VP Sara?
Well, ako if I am in their position, I will not hasty with the decision to announce or to file a candidate. Remember na kailangan ng opposition dito na makakuha ng isang solido na kandidato na kahit paano meron talagang mandato. At hindi basta ito mangyayari, they need to form a coalition, or if they would like to go to an alliance, that will really be the thing. So hindi po pwede kasi nasasabay ka dito sa galaw ni VP Sara kasi magmumuka na masyado kayong nagmamadali, So on the part of her detractors, medyo mahirap talaga to because all the while they were just talking about the impeachment. They're trying to polish everything about the impeachment, and all of a sudden biglang nagdeklara nga siya So technically yung mga congressmen natin ngayon, knowing that she is already running, yung mga dati siguro na may agam-agam na tatakbo ba siya o hindi, na ngayon sigurado na siyang tatakbo, no? Many of these congressmen may actually be thinking a lot of times whether or not they're going to sign, and most likely they might not sign the impeachment except for those congressmen who are really very solid na supporters ng ating Pangulo tsaka ng dating speaker. Pero yung mga ibang congressmen dito, they also will be thinking of their future, because what if hindi siya ma-convict sa Senate, you know, and alam ng mga tao that they signed the petition, so what will happen to them in 2028? What are the chances, and what if Sara Duterte will eventually become the president? Alam niyo, sa politika kasi they need to calculate the risk, no? And many of these congressmen are also doing their own political calculations, and they don't want to take the wrong steps here just to support an outgoing president or just to support a speaker who's no longer in power. Medyo mahirap talaga itong sitwasyon na to para sa kanila.
Dahil nag-anunsyo na nga, partner, Doc Froilan, maglalabasan na mga sip-sip, mga manggagamit ng politiko, nakakapit dito kay Vice President Sara.
So, Prof. Froilan, parang kumbaga, compared dun sa last year na impeachment, masihina ngayon sa tingin ninyo yung impeachment, yung pag-usad ng impeachment laban kay VP Sara?
Yes, definitely, no? Kasi unang-una, ang nakikita dito is that syempre this is malapit na yung ating elections, no? Secondly, wala talagang incentive. There's really no incentive for them to actually gravitate around this impeachment campaign. Kasi yung nung 19
Okay, Prof?
Congress, they're doing this para sana yung machinations nila is plain and simple. Remove Sara Duterte from the equation so that House Speaker Martin Romualdez could run and probably win in 2020 using all resources of the government. Pero right now, malabo na mangyari yon dahil nga dun sa flood control issue, no? So wala silang nakikitang viable option dito, no? So hindi yung political survival nila also is at stake here. So ang nakikita ko na pwede na talagang gawin dito is wag nang pumirma dun sa impeachment complaint. Now, if those people who will sign, no, the impeachment complaint, sabi ko kanina, yung mga bloke talaga to ni BBM tsaka ng dating speaker, I think siguro hindi nila talaga iiwanan yung kanilang position, kasi kapag ginawa nila yon, magmumukha lang balibing sa mata ng tao na, you know, they're very sold to the president, tapos bigla ngayon bilang tatalikuran nila. So yun, medyo delicate yung position din ng mga congressmen natin at this moment.
Ito, Prof, who do you think is the most fit bilang running mate ni VP Sara as Vice President naman niya sa 2028 elections?
Yeah.
For one, you need to understand that VP Sara has a certain demeanor, no? Yung character niya kasi medyo tough, and sabihin na natin may pagka-dominant to some extent, ano? And I think this is somebody that we need right now sa president, kasi hindi po pwede sa presidency yung walang yung walang kamay na bakal, no? So we need somebody like her. Pero kaya ang magandang running mate niya ideally is somebody that will complement her strong personality. Yung hindi magka-clash na pareho silang strong, no? Hindi maganda na gano'n yung magiging tandem. So I think what the opposition is looking probably is Senator Robin Padilla, and of course from BTB, or Senator Amy Marcos. Pero kasi si Amy Marcos is a Marcos, ano? So baka yun ang medyo yun ang medyo delikado pa rin, ano, dahil nga she still carries the surname, although her allegiance naman talaga is very certain na it's really with the Vice President. Now with the other potential, I don't know if Senator Marcoleta will be open possibility. Pero I think mas maganda kasi Senator Marcoleta should remain in the Senate, and I'm seeing if ever he could become a Senate President later on.
Okay.
Oo, sinusulong mas maganda nga. Is yung si Senator Robin Padilla kasi ang ikinakampanya niya, partner, Doc Froilan, ay si Girl Power. Ang Amy Marcos at si VP Sara. Sa tingin nyo ba muling magtitiwala ang publiko sa Duterte na tandem pero girl power naman?
Well, we'll see. Na like I said, the problem kasi here is the surname, no. Pero kung maifo-form yung narrative that Amy Marcos is totally against her brother, and I think she is naman, no, with the pronouncements that were made. No, I think she is. Pero we need to understand kasi na kapag ka naging vice ka, assuming she will become the vice president, it's always an inch closer to the presidency, 'di ba? And baring iniisip ng tao na baka magkaroon na naman ng Marcos na presidente, no? And I think that is something that they may not want right now, presumably because of the very very bad performance of this president that we have at the moment, 'di ba? So yun yung mga titignan natin dito. But for Robin Padilla, I think he's good. He's also okay. Yun nga kasi I think kaya niyang kaya niya magparaya at kaya niyang magbigay daan doon sa presidente. I think Sara Duterte will become the president. If in case, all of this lang naman are kumbaga hypothetical lang natin ngayon things at this
Yes,
moment because we're not certain pa naman. And of course, sabi ko nga, I think the opposition is also trying to polish their armory kumbaga, and hopefully they could come up with a good alternative as well. Maganda yung mga choices natin at mas maganda yung magiging latag natin for 2028 in terms of viable candidates for the presidency.
So yung tanong ko, okay Prof, so yung tanong ko naman po kanina, from most fit na magiging ally o running mate ni VP Sara ngayon, sino naman po yung strongest possible opponent ni VP Sara sa 2028 elections?
Well, actually, right now it's still up in the air. No, I think trying to consolidate. We don't know exactly if the progressives and Dilawans and the Dilawans will align with BBM. No, because the way I see it, they could actually benefit from the strength of one another. No, BBM has the machinery, has the resources, and itong mga Pinklawans and Dilawans kahit paano meron ng ground support yan eh. Kasi kung magdedeklara lang si BBM ng kanyang anointed candidate for the 2028 elections, that will definitely be a kiss of death, dahil siguradong hindi mananalo yon. I can assure you that even if they use all the resources of the government for him to win, malabong mangyari yon. So the only viable option is for them to form an alliance. Ngayon ang problema rito is that in terms of principles, you remember that the Dilawans and Pinklawans, the liberals, and BBM, and the Marcos family has been polarized for a very long time. They're on the opposing ends eh. So paano natin ibebenta sa tao yon at paano iintindihin ng tao na salin dahil sa eleksyon na to biglang yung kanilang mga prinsipyo, yung kanilang mga advocacy at agenda biglang magkakatugma when in fact it's very very opposite for a very long time. So it may be a hard sell also kasi parang ang lalabas dito is they're doing this for political convenience, just for them to be able to secure the win. Another unity team is happening, pero yun nga, medyo nasunog na tayo sa unity team 'di ba? So baka mahirap din ibenta, Pero I think Risa Ontiveros may actually, she's presenting herself. And Bam Aquino may also do the same thing, And of course I think they're still courting Lenny Robredo, pero I think Lenny is quite happy with Naga City, serving as a mayor. We don't know yet, Pero tama yung sinasabi ni Risa Ontiveros that they should really need to talk it out, make a good decision, and come up with a very good option later on. Hindi kasi nila ito pupaliin knowing that they're going up against a very formidable opponent in VP Sara Duterte.
Okay po. Nabanggit niyo po si Senador Bam Aquino. Naalala ko lang po, itatanong ko lang po. Kasi po meron siyang statement, 'di ba, na parang regarding dun sa dapat sa Philippine courts imbestigahan o dinggin yung kaso ni o yung EJK nung nakaraang administrasyon. So sa tingin po ba ninyo, is it a way para o pamumulita ka po ba 'yon? Is it a way para makuha yung mga supporters ni VP Sara, yung kumbaga yung simpatya ng mga DDS, Prof?
I don't know. No? I would like to think that he is actually basing it on reason and logic, because that is really the logical premise naman talaga na ang ating korte ang magbibigay at magdidikta ng mga terms na mga provisions regarding the arrest, no. Kaya yun nga, kung titingnan natin, medyo naiwan yata siya, no. Kumbaga hindi siya nakadoon sa spin o doon sa narrative ng kanyang grupo, and I think it shows that somehow maybe he is thinking differently, and that he is showing signs of being an independent lawmaker, siding with the truth and logic, and I think this is good, no? Pero ang hindi ko kasi nakikita pa ngayon that he's doing this para lang kuhanin yung mga DDS, because let's face it, yung mga supporters ni President Duterte will always be very careful, especially in supporting people from the other bloc, kasi alam naman nila yan at basang-basa nila kung ano yung positioning ng mga nasa kabilang fence. So I think even if pronouncements like this are being made, it will not really capitalize on eventual shift of votes for Bam Aquino. And we don't know even if Bam Aquino will be running, because I think mukhang okay pa naman siya sa Senate at this point.
Ayun, Doc Froilan, ito naman, sa kabilang banda naman, di ba ang publiko, ang mamamayan, ay sari-sari ang kanilang opinion pagdating dito pag-announce ng mga tatakbo sa pagka-presidente. Yung iba dyan, sinasasabihin na, partner, na ano ba yan, bakit ang aga, ang inuuna nyo ay politika, pagka-presidente, sa halip na nasolusyonan ang problema ng bansa sa pagkain, sa transportasyon. Sa tingin nyo po, Doc Froilan, makaka-apekto ba ito sa yung maagang anunsyo ni VP Sara? Yung mga publiko ba ay makukuha niya yung simpatya?
Well, in the first place, remember na ang kanyang mandato, no, bilang vice president, she's just a president in waiting. So kung may bigat dito, ang may bigat talaga rito, definitely is yung executive, which is the president. Yan palang ginagawa yung chief executive, walang ginagawa yung presidente, ang balik nito talaga inasa niya. I think hindi ko kasi ito nakikita na sobrang aga, no? Hindi ko rin naman sinasabi na sobrang late na. Kasi kung maalala natin, Jojo Binay, when he tried to run for the presidency, pagkaupo pa lang yan, well, he is already signifying his intent to run. So, yun nga, tama rin naman yun na marami talaga tayong kinakaharap na problema. Pero yung bigat nito, I think, is more so with the president and not really with the vice president at this point. So, I think, yung kung titingnan natin yung narrative naman ni VP Inday, ang sinasabi niya is she's offering herself as the solution. And she even became very apologetic doon sa pagsuporta niya kay BBM, na sa tingin niya siyang naging problema at nagpalubog sa ating bansa, lalo na nung naging presidente ito, no. So ngayon parang she's trying to solve the problem, no, that she knows very well that BBM cannot solve these problems by his lonesome, maybe because of sheer reluctance or that he really doesn't want to work anymore. And so she's offering herself as the solution to the problem in which she was also a part of.
Ayun, maraming salamat po, Doc Froilan.
Ang dami pa nating tanong sana kay Doc Froilan, pero
Kaso, natawag na
kasi, kasi talagang gusto natin na parang dahil sa usapan ito ay malalaman natin kung ano bang strategy ang ginagawa ng mga
Kung
ito.
ano-ano yung mga epekto, kasi
Oo.
parang ang daming bearing nung bagang pag-anunsyo ni
Oo.
VP Sara.
Tayo ba ay madadali muli sa marketing strategy?
Oo, Doc. Ayun. Maraming
Tama
salamat,
po
Doc
yan.
Froilan.
Yes,
po,
salamat po at mabuhay po kayo. Good morning po.
Good morning po. Muli yan po si Dr. Froilan Calilong, isang political analyst.
Sada Balita.